Hello, and welcome to this webinar on Attainable Savings Plans, Massachusetts ABLE accounts. My name is Adam Hartwell. I am the Community Outreach Manager for the Massachusetts Educational Financing Authority. Today it will be my privilege to introduce you to the particulars of this incredible program. The Massachusetts Educational Financing Authority is a state authority created in 1982 to help families plan, save, and pay for college and reach financial goals. Since our founding, MEFA's mission of college affordability has been to help students and families access and afford higher education and reach financial goals through education programs, tax-advantaged savings plans, low-cost loans, and expert guidance. All of our work aligns with our ever-present goal to support the independence, growth, and success of students and families. The Stephen Beck Jr. Achieving a Better Life Experience, or ABLE Act, amended the federal tax code in 2014 to add Section 529A. This legislation established ABLE accounts, tax-exempt accounts for eligible individuals with disabilities, to be used for qualified disability expenses while still keeping eligibility for federal public benefits. In Massachusetts, accounts from the ABLE Act are called Attainable Savings accounts. The Attainable Savings Plan was launched in 2017. MEFA is the state sponsor, and Fidelity Investments is the program manager. Fidelity has trained a specialized division to assist individuals with setting up and answering questions regarding their attainable accounts. Individuals are eligible for an attainable savings account if the onset of disability occurred before the individual turned 26 years old, regardless of current age, and the individual is eligible to receive SSI or SSDI due to their disability, or self-certifies as meeting requirements. This requires a diagnosis with functional limitations, such as those in the Social Security Administration's Blue Book. General categories are listed at right, or their compassionate allowances conditions. Please note that while this list is extensive, it is by no means comprehensive. The conditions presented should be considered examples and not a limit of included diagnoses. Attainable accounts can be opened by the individual with the disability, a person with power of attorney, a legal guardian, a spouse, a parent, a sibling, or a rep payee. This account administrator is referred to as a person with signature authority. The above is a hierarchy of who can open attainable accounts. People who do so must certify that there is not anyone above them in the hierarchy willing and able to establish the account. Always consider the designated beneficiary to be the owner of the ABLE account, regardless of whether someone else has signature authority over it. Qualified disability expenses for which your attainable savings account can be used include most costs associated with health, housing, education, transportation, assistive technology and assistive technology support, employment training and employment supports, personal support services, and basic living needs. QDEs should be broadly understood and should not be limited to expenses for which there is a medical necessity, or expenses that provide no benefits to others outside of the benefit to the beneficiary. Support services should be understood to include financial management, administrative services, legal fees, and expenses for oversight and monitoring. Attainable accounts allow the account owner or beneficiary to save over $2,000, the standard SSA limit, without affecting federal benefits. Anyone can contribute to an attainable account, including family and friends. Beneficiaries have immediate access to their funds. Accounts provide individuals with disabilities both financial independence and multiple tax benefits. Here are the attainable account specifics. In the year 2023, contribution limits have increased. Total annual contribution cannot exceed $17,000. If employed, the beneficiary may contribute an additional $13,590 each year from earnings due to the Able to Work Act. The maximum account balance cannot exceed $500,000. SSI is not suspended until the account exceeds $100,000. There is no annual account maintenance fee. Attainable accounts are investment accounts. Investment fees vary based on the investment portfolio and range from 0.57% to 0.94% of assets. Participants have the option to invest the savings from the attainable account to try to grow the money in professionally managed portfolios that match their savings goals and risk tolerance. Regular investments can add up over time. As the middle of this chart shows, just $100 a month could hypothetically be worth approximately $46,204 in 20 years' time. For reference, that would be $24,000 if it was not invested. Attainable accounts have 8 possible portfolios to choose from. Attainable portfolios that are more conservative and tend to have a lower risk are at the top of this chart. More aggressive portfolios that have greater risk and the potential for higher returns are toward the bottom of the chart. Units of the portfolios are municipal fund securities and are subject to market fluctuation and volatility. Gain or loss may occur when units are sold. Beneficiaries can change their portfolio twice per calendar year. Get more information on this on Fidelity's website, fidelity.com.
The Able Financial Planning Act, provided that the beneficiary is the same individual on both accounts, or one beneficiary is a family member of the other, it is allowable to transfer funds from a 529 college savings plan into an Able account without incurring any tax or penalty. Regarding the Savers Credit, Able account owners who meet certain criteria can receive a Savers Credit on their federal taxes for contributions into an Able account. Individuals are eligible if they are age 18 or older, not a full-time student, and not claimed as a dependent on another person's tax return. As long as withdrawals are spent on qualified disability expenses, often referred to as QDEs, attainable account growth is federal income tax-free. In order to open a Attainable Savings account, first, visit fidelity.com/able. Second, please review the plan disclosure documents that are available through that site. Third, decide how to allocate funds in the account among 8 portfolio options, including an Able Money Market portfolio. If you have any questions, please dial 844-458-2253 for Fidelity's Attainable Specialist Team, also available through TTY at 800-544-0118. In order to simplify accessing attainable funds, account holders can set up a Fidelity cash management account at the same time as establishing an attainable savings account. Users will still need to transfer funds, but doing so is very simple since the funds stay within the same company. Cash management accounts come with a Visa debit card that can be used at retailers and at any ATM without fees. Attainable funds can be transferred to any other bank as well. Once funds leave the account, if they are redeposited, they will still count towards the annual limit. Funds withdrawn for housing must be used within the same calendar month that they are withdrawn. Attainable accounts are eligible for direct deposit including SSI, SSDI benefit funds. Direct deposit of a paycheck must stay under the initial $17,000. If someone wants to contribute the additional $13,590 allowed by Able to Work, it must be deposited manually. Direct depositing into an attainable savings account is just like any other account, requiring a routing number and an account number. A direct deposit of your work income can be split between an attainable account and other bank accounts. SSI, SSDI can only be deposited into one account. However, an individual may pre-authorize a financial institution to transfer funds into other bank accounts, including an attainable account. You can also set up automatic contributions. Once an attainable account is opened, a systematic investment plan may be established with $15 per month or $45 per quarter. In general, money distributed from an attainable plan account and not used for the qualified disability expenses, a non-qualified distribution, will be subject to federal income and penalty taxes. The earnings portion of a non-qualified distribution would be considered gross income and subject to federal taxation. Additionally, the earnings portion of a non-qualified distribution would be subject to a 10% federal penalty tax. This tax exists to prevent the use of an attainable plan account as a tax shelter. There are 2 circumstances in which a non-qualified distribution is not subject to the 10% federal penalty tax. Those circumstances are distributions made on or after the death of the designated beneficiary to the estate or heir or legatee of the designated beneficiary, or distributions constituting the return of excess contributions to the contributor on or before the due date, including any extensions of the designated beneficiary's federal tax return for the taxable year in which the excess contribution was made. The designated beneficiary or other person with signature authority as applicable may grant another individual, including a registered investment advisor or RIA, access to the designated beneficiary's attainable account. This is called third-party access. This individual will also need to determine the level of access granted to the third party as determined by the designated beneficiary or the person with signature authority and the Attainable Plan program policies. To set up third-party access, you must complete an Account Authority form, available on Fidelity.com, and review the access levels to determine the appropriate level of account access. Levels that can be granted are Inquiry Access, Limited Authority, and Full Authority. Any third-party access will remain in effect until it is revoked or revised by the designated beneficiary or other person with signature authority as applicable. Written notification must be provided to the program manager of any desired change to third-party access, the program manager again being in this case Fidelity Investments. Consult a qualified advisor prior to granting third-party access to an attainable account. In the event of their death, the beneficiary or person with signature authority can assign a designated survivor who will receive the balance of the account after all actions on the account have been completed. Similarly, the beneficiary or PSA can assign a successor beneficiary in the event of the beneficiary's death, who will receive the balance of the account into their attainable account after all actions on the account have been completed. After the death of the beneficiary, the account will be restricted for 12 months. Designated survivors can use ABLE funds for outstanding qualified disability expenses for that beneficiary and funereal expenses. During this 12-month period, the account is subject to Medicare recapture from any state wherein the beneficiary has lived. We hope you enjoyed this webinar introducing you to the Attainable Savings Plan. For more information, please use the following resources, and be sure to sign up for MEFA Attainable emails to get updates as they occur. MEFA's social media accounts are fantastic resources about Attainable and other savings programs that MEFA offers. Please feel free to reach out at attainable@mefa.org if you have any questions. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you.